The moment you react emotionally, you've already lost. It doesn't matter if you're right. It doesn't matter if your anger is justified. It doesn't matter if anyone else in your position would feel the same way. The second you let your emotions dictate your response, you hand control to whoever triggered you. And most men do this constantly without realizing what it's costing them. Let me show you how this works. Your boss criticizes your work unfairly. You get defensive. You argue back. You let him see that his words got under your skin. What just happened? You showed him exactly how to control you. Now he knows that criticism rattles you. That information will be used again, maybe consciously, maybe not. But you've revealed a lever, and people always pull levers eventually. Now imagine a different response. Same unfair criticism, but instead of reacting, you pause. You let the words land. You feel the anger rise. And then you choose not to act on it. You respond calmly. Maybe you address the criticism logically. Maybe you simply say, "I'll consider that." Maybe you say nothing at all. What's different? Everything. You've shown that you can't be rattled, that your emotional state isn't controlled by external input, that there's no lever to pull. That man is dangerous because you can't manipulate someone who doesn't react. You can't control someone whose buttons you can't push. This is what emotional control actually means. It's not suppression. It's not pretending you don't feel. That's denial, and denial always explodes eventually. Real emotional control is feeling everything: the anger, the hurt, the fear, and choosing your response anyway. It's having the emotion without the emotion having you. There's a concept in psychology called the stimulus-response gap. Something happens, that's the stimulus. You react, that's the response. Between those two things, there's a space, a gap. For most people, that gap doesn't exist. Stimulus happens, response fires immediately. It's automatic, unconscious. They're not choosing how to respond, their emotions are choosing for them. Masters of emotional control have widened that gap. They feel the trigger, they notice the emotion rising, and then, in that crucial space, they decide what to do. This changes everything, because in that gap, you stop being a slave to your biology. You become a man who chooses his actions deliberately. How do you build this? You practice. Next time you feel a strong emotion, anger, jealousy, fear, anything intense, don't act on it. Just observe it. Where do you feel it in your body? Is it in your chest, your stomach, your jaw? Watch it like you're a scientist studying an interesting specimen. This observation creates distance, and distance creates choice. The emotion will still be there, but you'll be watching it instead of being consumed by it. That's the first step. The more you practice, the wider the gap becomes. Eventually, you'll be able to feel intense emotions while remaining completely calm externally. You'll respond instead of react. You'll choose instead of being chosen. Here's what nobody tells you about this skill. It's not just useful for conflict, it transforms everything. Negotiations. When you can walk away emotionally detached, you have all the power. The person who needs the deal least always wins. Relationships. When you don't react to every provocation, when you can stay calm during arguments, you become the stable center that everyone else orbits around. Self-discipline. Every time you don't feel like doing something but do it anyway, you're exercising emotional control. You're proving that feelings don't dictate actions. The men who achieve extraordinary things aren't more motivated than you. They've just learned to act regardless of how they feel. Their emotions are input, not commands. This doesn't mean becoming cold. The most emotionally controlled men I've observed feel things deeply. They're not robots. They just don't let those feelings make their decisions. They feel the storm. They are not the storm. Think about what becomes possible when you master this. When no insult can shake you. When no criticism can derail you. When no fear can stop you. You become uncontrollable. Not in a reckless way, in a free way. Because a man who controls his reactions controls his life, and a man who can't is controlled by everyone and everything around him.